Take all the time you need, officer. Trying his best to stop the nerves from leaking into his voice, Gav opened the hatch and offered entrance to the soldier. Just a routine stop, son. No need to worry. The relaxed officer smiled at Gav, an honest smile, which if anything only unsettled him more. This was not his first routine stop, and it certainly would not be his last. The peacekeepers were not keen on pre-separation shuttles. All the little compartments made them excellent smuggling vessels and likely targets. Unfortunately for Gav, it was all he could afford when he got his licence. He'd done a pretty good job of tidying it up, but had still not quite gotten used to that feeling of guilt despite innocence. Every time they stopped him, he got nervous, sweaty, and lost his otherwise abundance of charm. Instead, he stood to the side, once again a jittery mess. Sergeant, you're going to want to take a look at this. The previously smiling officer appeared at the hatch, now solemn, then nodded to another officer. Whilst the sergeant strolled over to the shuttle, the second officer turned to Gav. Step over here for me, please, sir. Face that way for me and pop your hands behind your back. Gav complied before he'd even stopped to think about what was happening, and before he could protest, the officer cuffed him and spoke again. I'm arresting you on suspicion of carrying Class 4 technological contraband. You'll now be escorted to Tiv-1 Temporary Detention Centre and processed for trial. If you do not have representation, you'll be given access to basic Comtech at the Tiv-1 facility and given the opportunity to organise representation and contact anyone that may need to know of your detention. Do you have any questions regarding your arrest? Bearing in mind that I have no legal responsibility to provide a satisfactory answer at point of arrest. Dumbfounded, Gav stuttered the only question that came to mind at that moment. I thought tech contraband only went up to Class 3.